Yay, we are live now.
Want to chase every third eye so it hypnotizes. Beautiful face from a storybook where the sun rises. I'm going there. I feel the light, pull the energy from the deep horizon. Each starry night, stirring up my soul in the quiet presence. It's in the air. Na 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 na. I can be those open spaces. I can find your own ways. Space shuttles out race. I can find your own ways. This are the world we can all create, open inspiration. Paint sky and earth, everything collides as a new sensation. You'll find me there. Na 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 na. I can be those open spaces. I can find your own ways. Space shuttles out race. I can find your own ways. Space shuttles out race. Find your own ways. Find your own ways. I'm lying in open skies wide. Thrilling adventures take a ride. Find your own ways. Space shuttles out race. Find your own ways. Space shuttles out race. Find your own ways. Find your own ways. Na 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 na.
Hello, everyone. Thank you.
What's up, guys? This is Josh from California Through My Lens.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching our live stream with our special guest today, Mr. Cody, Director International Education of College of the Desert. And today he will introduce to you about the college and all the great news about the events that you just see in the video. Over to you, Cody, to say hi.
Tricia, thank you so much, and good morning, everyone. It's wonderful to join you from beautiful Southern California. I'm also joined by my colleague, Con Huang, who's our International Student Counselor at College of the Desert. So he will be joining us for question and answer, and then to provide input throughout as we give you a presentation introduction to College of the Desert, or COD.
Hello.
Great. Tricia, would you like me to begin the presentation?
Yes, please, Cody.
Okay, so I'll be sharing my screen now, and then let me know if you are unable to see it. Can you see the presentation at this point?
Yes.
Okay, great. So again, welcome everyone. I'm Cody McCabe, and you're looking at our main campus of College of the Desert in Palm Desert, California, a beautiful location. We were actually ranked one of the 50 most beautiful college campuses in the entire United States. And as you see photos of our campus and our surrounding area, you'll soon understand why. So College of the Desert is a community college, and we'll teach you a little bit more about that throughout the presentation. A very common and very popular model for beginning a bachelor's degree in the United States. Okay, community colleges, there's over 1,200 in the entire United States and about 114 in the state of California alone. So College of the Desert is a small to mid-sized community college with about 10,000 students. About 5,000 of those students are full-time, and about 100 of those students are international. And we're very proud that we have representation from over 30 countries at College of the Desert. So it's a very diverse community, a very welcoming community for international students, but also a very personal experience in terms of the size of the campus and your ability to get to know professors and staff and their ability to get to know you as well. So just a little bit more information about College of the Desert. We're a model community college in that there's been quite a bit of success at College of the Desert over the last 5 to 10 years. We've won several awards in the state of California and in terms of national recognition for our student success programming and the outcome and the achievement of our students based on the academics that we provide them and the support that we provide them to make sure that they achieve the academic goals that they've come to us to pursue. Also, we're very fortunate that we have quite a bit of economic investment in our college. So over $500 million recently for everything from student success programming to an entire new campus that will include a hotel that is run by students at the college. That will be the second community college in the United States with a hotel on campus run by students, as well as a restaurant, film studios, and many other features that are going to make us even more prominent than we are now. Now, as a community college, what's very important for our international students is our strong university partnerships, because we are focused on several different things at a community college, but in terms of international student enrollment, it's really what we call the classic 2+2 model, where students come to us, they study for the first 2 years of their degree, and then they graduate, transfer to a university for 2 more years, finish their bachelor's degree. Okay, and this is what that looks like here. So in the United States, whether you are an archaeology major, or you're an accounting major, or you're a physics major, or a business major, everyone has to do what's called general education. Okay, during years 1 and 2, you're doing the arts, the science, the history, the humanities, the English, the math courses that everyone has to take. At the same time, during years 1 and 2, you're doing the foundation courses for the major or the subject that you want to specialize in. And what's great is community colleges offer you, like College of the Desert, the same courses that the University of California, California State, private universities, and public universities throughout the United States are offering in years 1 and 2 as well. So if you take a philosophy course at College of the Desert, it will be directly equivalent to a philosophy course that's taught at UCLA or Cal State Long Beach. Some of the differences, though, even though you may have the same professor teaching those general education courses at College of the Desert that are teaching them at UCLA or Cal State LA or UC Riverside, the main difference is the class sizes are often smaller at College of the Desert. So you really get a chance to get to know your professors much better at the community college, especially one like College of the Desert. Okay, so whether you're at a Cal State, a UC, or a private university, you're taking basically the same courses as you are at College of the Desert. Now, one of the cool differences is before you begin upper division or years 3 and 4, when you start at a community college, you have the opportunity to do OPT, optional practical training. That's work experience for up to 1 year after you finish what we call an associate degree, our 2-year degree, in a job related to your major. So say, for example, at College of the Desert, hospitality management is a very strong major because, as you'll learn soon, we're a huge vacation destination, and tourism's a big part of our economy. Well, there's a lot of jobs that you can do at resorts, at casinos, with tourism companies around our area before you transfer to a university. Finish your last 2 years of upper division, years 3 and 4, to complete your bachelor's degree, and then do OPT once again. Another opportunity to do optional practical training or internships related to your major. If you start directly at the university for a bachelor's degree, you only get it one time. Instead of at a community college, you have that opportunity 2 times. Okay, so the first 2 years, is this, I hope makes clear, is the same in many respects at a university as it is at a community college. And when you finish your bachelor's degree at a university, your degree is the same, whether you started at a community college or you started at the university from day one. And you'll see some more of the advantages of starting at a community college soon when we talk about personalization, academic flexibility, but also cost and the great value that community colleges offer. Now, this is one of the main reasons, this information here and the facts that I'm about to provide is what so many international students have chosen to come to College of the Desert and other California community colleges for, is that the guaranteed transfer admission to universities, Cal State, University of California, private universities, is a great, secure understanding of the pathway you have when you started a community college. So 6 of the University of California campuses will guarantee transfer admission to our students as long as they take the courses that they've approved at our campuses at College of the Desert, and you achieve the grade point average that you see on the right. So say, for example, University of California, Riverside. Actually, the GPA requirement in some majors is even lower. But a good example is this University of California, Santa Cruz letter that you see here. Now, when you apply to College of the Desert and you're accepted, you get 2 admission letters. You get one to College of the Desert, and you get another one from University of California, Santa Cruz or Riverside that is a transfer admission guarantee that says, congratulations on your admission to College of the Desert. When you finish, if you take the courses that have been pre-approved and you get the grade point average that we request, we will guarantee your admission. And what's great about Santa Cruz is all of their majors, the grade point average requirement is only 3.0 from College of the Desert. And what we're focused on here is University of California, but there are several California State University campuses that will accept College of the Desert transfer students, international students, for a bachelor's degree with a GPA as low as 2.0. All right, 2.0 GPA is is the minimum required to continue as a student in the United States. So that goes to show how secure this pathway is for our students. So there's many choices, and our counselor Khan, who's joining us tonight, is a big part of helping international students decide what university is best for them and what is going to be a good place in terms of the costs that the students are looking for, potential scholarships, and of course the major that they want to study. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit more about that moving forward, but that's a big part of why international students choose College of the Desert, is these strong university partnerships. Also, we have some other very strong advantages. One is priority course registration. What that means is the international students who come to College of the Desert have an opportunity to choose their schedules before many other students at the college. And why that's important is it helps students get the classes they want, get the classes they need at the times they want, on the days they want, and also to help them prepare for transfer from their first semester with us. And again, my colleague Khan is a big part of making sure that happens for our students. So it takes away a lot of the stress that many other students feel when they're trying to plan out their academic schedules and academic plan with us. Also, flexible academic programming. You don't have to know exactly what you want to study when you start at College of the Desert. You have many options, and during your first semester, we'll make sure you're taking the general education courses that you can transfer to any university. But at the same time, we're going to give you exposure and show you the opportunities and the different programs, academic, that you should consider that are maybe best suited for your interests and best suited for your strengths. And again, we're going to also help introduce you to different universities throughout California to help see what might be the best pathway for you to achieve that bachelor's degree. Extensive career development support. So many of the professors at College of the Desert are also professionals in the industry of their subjects. Okay, so they know exactly what's happening, exactly what students need to be successful in the careers that our academic programs are preparing them for. And they're helping our students to find internships. We have what's called a Great Work Experience program. So as international students, after 2 semesters at College of the Desert, you can participate in a work experience program, which could be either an unpaid or sometimes even paid internship, where you're earning credit towards your degree and getting great professional experience at a business, at an organization, directly related to your subject of study. So much of what we do at College of the Desert in our academic programming is focused on making sure you'll be as successful as you possibly can in your professional career. Okay, so those are just some of the advantages, but I want to talk a little bit more now about who we are and where we are. So College of the Desert. I know that sounds like a very interesting name. Many colleges in California are named after their location. And of course, we're located in the desert. But as you'll soon learn, as you maybe saw in the video that we shared earlier, the desert of California is an awesome place. It's a beautiful place. It's a comfortable place, and it's a place that over 16 million people come to each year on vacation because of the weather, because of the sports, the activities, and all of the other things that make us such a unique, inspiring place to study. It's also a very convenient place. So we're by car somewhere between 2 to 3 hours from Los Angeles and San Diego, but we also have an international airport very close to campus, only about 20 minutes from campus. And from that airport, that close to College of the Desert, direct flights to Los Angeles, to San Francisco, to Seattle, to New York, to Florida, to Texas, and many cities throughout Canada. So you're only a few flights, maybe only 2 flights from many places that you want to go in the world just from our valley. And this is our valley. We call it Desert Redefined because you'll see if you come, it's a very different image of the desert than most people have. It's comfortable, as I said. During the school year, when you're here with us from August to May is when the best weather is. So you get an opportunity to be here when everyone else around the world wants to come and spend their vacation time with us. All right, and this is what they're doing. They're enjoying the dozens of resorts around College of the Desert. They're enjoying the over 100 golf courses, professional tennis, professional golf, the beautiful, iconic national park of Joshua Tree, the tall mountains covered in snow all throughout the year around us, and of course, our festivals. We are famous for music festivals. This is the Coachella Music Festival that takes place only about 10 to 15 minutes from one of our campuses. Then, as you saw in that video, if you joined us earlier, there's film festivals, music festivals, art festivals, sports, any kind of outdoor activity you can imagine. All right, so it's a very inspiring, engaging, and comfortable place, also safe, whereas even though we have all the restaurants and shopping you could ever imagine, it's also a very laid-back lifestyle. Okay, people are very different than they are in bigger cities like Los Angeles or San Francisco. Okay, but let's focus on our academics, right? The number one thing. Well, as a traditional community college, we have more programs than we could ever list or talk about right now, over 100 that you can choose from. And what you see here is just a small list of some of the most popular. So with international students, many of our international students like to focus on things related to business. And here that would include business, and as I mentioned, hospitality management is a part of that too. Computer science is possible. Computer information systems is popular as well too. Unique programs that we have as a community college would be engineering, architecture. Those are not always programs that you'll see at other community colleges. And again, an example would be architecture. Our area is famous for our architecture. There's an architecture festival that takes place every year where hundreds of thousands of people come. Our architecture club takes students all around California to see different types of famous architecture, but to also visit the top architecture transfer universities. And that's just an example of many of our other programs, including STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. And as you see in this photo here, we've got this incredible program where we're connected to NASA, where our students are learning with scientists from NASA and solving problems and learning how to work together as groups, thinking like scientists do at the most prestigious aeronautical or aerospace organization in the world, which is NASA. Okay, we also have some great English options. So in terms of ESL, we have a classic, what we call Intensive English Academy for international students. It's 3 levels, and it can be anywhere from 8 weeks to 40 weeks, depending on a student's initial English level. It's very flexible. There's no TOEFL or IELTS requirement. Admission to COD is guaranteed when students finish level 3. But as you see here, it is very intensive. So students with little to no English can then become academically prepared in terms of their English ability in 40 weeks. That's because of our 30 hours a week of instruction, 5 subjects every day, plus laboratory time. And what's great is the students are directly connected to the rest of the college. So they are not separate students, they are fully integrated students. And our ESL students in Intensive English Academy have several trips that they can take around Southern California that I'll show you about in a minute. Also, for students who are just barely meeting our English proficiency requirement, and we'll share that with you in a minute, have the opportunity to take ESL classes at the same time that they're taking classes that are satisfying their degree requirements. So maybe a student could come in and take 1 or 2 ESL classes and 2 or 3 academic classes at the same time. That's a possibility at College of the Desert as well. We try to make it very flexible for our English language learners. And we have a very supportive English language learning environment at College of the Desert. Even in our academic programs, many of our faculty understand and know how to teach to students who are English language learners. And if you participate in this ESL program, not only will you eventually earn an associate academic degree, but you have 2 ways of earning an ESL certificate as well, which also will position you well when you transfer, when you're applying for jobs and beyond. Okay, so that was a little bit about our academic opportunities. Now, in terms of housing, where you live, most community colleges in the United States do not have dormitories, okay? But what's great at College of the Desert, we have really supportive and beautiful and convenient host family housing options, where you live with a local family who is providing you meals, they're providing you furniture. In some cases, they will provide you transportation. In many cases, they're only a short bus ride from campus, a short bike ride, maybe a walk, or some combination there. You get a free bus pass at College of the Desert as well. So it's a great opportunity for you to have no worries, to live in a safe, comfortable environment with a family who's going to be taking care of you and teaching you about the local culture and making sure you have a very simple, successful beginning to your time with us. Now, if you're interested in more independent living, there are a number of apartments very close to College of the Desert that are hosting international students. So our program can help you find those types of independent apartment living options as well. But the best value by far is to participate in our host family program. Now, admissions. This is one of the great things about community colleges, especially in California and especially College of the Desert. We are open access institutions, okay? So what that means is there's one of 2 requirements you have to meet. Either complete high school, we're not looking for minimum high school grades, okay? Or be 18 years of age or older. That's for local students, and that also applies to our international students. We also, as a community college, don't require SAT or ACT. And by the way, when you finish at a community college like College of the Desert and you apply to a university, they don't care about SAT, they don't care about ACT, English proficiency, or high school. They're focused on your academic progress as you earned a degree from our college. So that gives you a second chance to get into a higher ranked or a better fit university than you maybe could have when you first applied to universities or colleges right out of high school. But back to College of the Desert's admission, English proficiency. We keep it very simple. TOEFL, internet-based, 40, or 450 paper-based. IELTS, a 4.5, or we really encourage our students to take the Duolingo English test, which is less expensive and faster, and our requirement for that is 70 plus. No application essays are required. We have a simple online application form, and we have rolling admission, which means there's no set deadlines. We just need to make sure that we can have you arrive with this as F1 visa in time for our international orientation. Our 2 intakes for academic would be late August and late January. Okay, we're a semester school, so we have 2 key terms. And for our intensive English academy, we have 5 different intake periods throughout the year. Okay, and in many cases, we're able to waive our $30 application fee, especially when students are applying through our partnerships throughout the world. Now, again, one of the things I mentioned at the beginning is our great value. This is one of the reasons why so many students choose community colleges like College of the Desert. Our total cost, what you see on the I-20, is less than $20,000 for 1 year. And that includes everything. That includes tuition, that includes housing, that includes meals, textbooks, insurance, and all miscellaneous expenses for less than $20,000. Now, California State University would most likely be $35,000 to $40,000 for an I-20. University of California, anywhere from $50,000 to $70,000. And again, as I mentioned, our first 2-year courses, year 1 and year 2, general education and foundation courses, are seen as directly equivalent to those courses offered at those universities that offer guaranteed transfer admission for our students. So that just goes to show what an amazing value it is to start your bachelor's degree at College of the Desert. On top of that, we do offer scholarships. We're one of the few community colleges that offers scholarships for international students before they arrive, is an admission scholarship, and we have a very generous college foundation that offers scholarships to all students, including international students. So you have opportunities each semester you're enrolled at College of the Desert to apply for scholarships. Some scholarships are connected to your financial need. Many are connected to your academic achievement, but many, like our international scholarships, are connected to your community involvement, your leadership development, and the ways that you become a part of our campus community. And what is so important to us is for you to understand, community colleges, sometimes people don't understand them correctly and think that, oh, well, there's no student life. That's not the case at College of the Desert. And especially when it comes to international student life, we have a very vibrant program. We have students, as I mentioned, from over 30 countries. But what's great about the program is on any given day, that office space that you see here in the middle on the bottom, the events that are taking place, half of the students are local students who want to know and become a part of our international community. So from your very first day at College of the Desert, you're meeting local students and you're getting opportunities to take leadership in student activities and student clubs, cultural clubs, academic clubs, athletic clubs, social clubs, many opportunities for you to develop as a leader. And that's what we like to award through our scholarships. Also, I mentioned our amazing Southern California location. Well, one of the things that we offer our students on a regular basis are opportunities to explore on excursions all of the famous things that you know about Southern California. The beaches of Los Angeles and San Diego, Hollywood, Santa Monica, Joshua Tree, again, the beautiful iconic national park. We have low to no cost trips to these places like Disneyland, Six Flags, professional sports. We have group or low-cost tickets and low-cost transportation for those. And very importantly, that first one listed, we have students take free trips to universities throughout Southern California where you can meet faculty, you can meet staff, you can meet students, you can walk the campus and really get a sense of what it offers before you make your decision if you want to choose that as your transfer university. And if you can't participate in one of these trips, don't worry. Many of those university representatives come to our campus each year to talk to international students specifically and help you understand the admission requirements and how to apply. Okay, so you stay really connected to Southern California and all of the university options that we offer. Athletic programs, community colleges like College of the Desert have some great opportunities. International students can participate in any of these programs, or at least you can try out for these competitive teams. And just sharing this slide, many of the students you see here are international students. Community college sports in California are a great opportunity for you to share your talent with university recruiters, many of whom will provide scholarships. Now, we're in the desert, as I shared. We're famous for our tennis. We're famous for our golf. So, of course, those are some of our most popular athletic programs with our international students. Okay. And apart from these competitive teams, there's all kinds of sporting activities that you can do through the college or through our local community. We're very fortunate. Next to our college, we have an amazing civic park, which is a community park that has all types of sports activities that you can participate in: sand volleyball, tennis, soccer, and of course swimming, and just all sorts of ways to enjoy our beautiful environment, and of course participate in all the athletic activities that you enjoy. So that is a brief introduction to College of the Desert. I want to just finish with this photo that shows you what it looks like in the winter. So yes, you see snow, but that snow is on one of the highest mountains in Southern California that makes our climate the desert climate that it is. So you can be down on our campus where it's warm and sunny and you're wearing shorts and you see palm trees and you see fruit growing on trees. But off in the distance, you have beautiful snowy mountains, clear, fresh sunshine. And that's what makes us such a famous, one of the reasons it makes us such a famous destination. So again, it's an honor to be speaking with you about College of the Desert. And this is just a final shot of our campus and the library and the tutoring center that's available to you 24 hours a day online and several hours throughout the week. So thank you so much for joining us for this brief presentation.
Thank you so much, Cody. It's a very interesting and informative sessions. We do know more about community college as well as College of the Desert. It is time for Q&A. Okay, I have Mr. Ken here as well to answer the questions. I think we have some questions coming but before I'm start with the Q&A from our audience, I would like to ask, what is the housing, the accommodation options, and the transportations? Like public transportation, or how the student moving to the campus.
Sure. The most popular accommodation option for international students would be our homestay program, where they live with the local family who lives, the furthest would be 40 minutes from campus. They're comfortable homes. Many of them are beautiful homes in nice neighborhoods, safe neighborhoods, convenient neighborhoods. They have all the furniture they need. They have access to the kitchen, all the facilities that the home offers. And then the host families also provide them meals. In terms of transportation, we have a free bus pass for our students. They can take them to college or anywhere else in the area. Many of the host families live within walking distance or biking distance, or a combination of bus and bike from the campus. There are apartments that are available, but we recommend host families.
That's great to hear. Okay, so the first question is about psychology course. Do you provide work placement for the student?
Con, would you like to?
Yeah, if there's always an opportunity to do a work experience hours through the form of a unit or two as part of their major. Now, as international students, they do need our assistants, the office assistants, to get, anytime they want to put in hours outside of the campus, they need special clearance, and so they need like a work permit to go out and work, and then Cody or the office will help them to apply for one of those. So sometimes it's at this level, because it's only first and second year, it's most of the time it's not necessary to engage in work experience yet. However, there are options through their program, directly through their academic program. There are also in different type of involvement that they can participate in on and off campus. There are some immigration guidelines that we need to comply with, but there are plenty of opportunities in any major, not only just in psychology, but in most major there's a work experience component to it.
Thank you, Mr. Ken. The next question is, a lot of international students who do their high school in the USA. So what is the entry requirement for those students?
You want me to take a stab at this?
Sure, Con.
Yeah. I think Cody have alluded, mentioned briefly on in his presentations. Yeah, in America, it's very unique where community college doors always open. We call it, this is an open access policy, which there are like over 114 community colleges throughout the state of California, and they are placed, they are paced throughout the state, so they can serve different communities in the state. We happen to be in the Riverside community in the Coachella Valley. Our doors always open. Our admission policy is really simple. You either have to be 18 years of age or older, or you graduate or you possess a high school diploma or the equivalency of a high school diploma. So yeah, so there's no admission requirement, no tests, no. Yeah, so if you want to go to college, we want to provide you the opportunity to make your dream happen.
Yeah, no high school grade requirements at all. And if you finish high school in the United States, no English proficiency tests either.
That's really great to hear that. I got a couple questions in terms of the scholarships. So, what is the maximum amount of scholarship that international student can get, and what is the selection criteria?
Sure. So the scholarship range is quite wide. So a minimum might be around $200 to $250. A maximum single scholarship could be as high as 1,500. That's not as common, but some students can get more than one scholarship. Okay, when they first apply, they'll probably only have an opportunity for one through the international program. But based on their academic achievement, based on their campus community involvement, and based on other factors, maybe different identity groups they have even, they'll qualify for multiple other scholarships. So it's possible to get 1, 2, or 3 scholarships, in one semester. We tell students we never want them to set their budget expecting scholarships, but we do have a very generous college foundation that makes it possible that each semester it's possible for students to get scholarships $250, maybe $500, $750, sometimes 1,000, sometimes a little more. It's case by case. And it also depends on how active the students are in looking for the scholarships and working with COD staff to make sure they prepare a strong scholarship application, and also doing the types of activities that make it more likely that they'll get scholarships, taking student leadership roles, participating in clubs and activities, volunteer service, just becoming a part of our campus community. All of that helps their chances to get more scholarship money.
Let's see that. So another questions about the financial requirement at enrollment. So one questions from the Philippines. How much should a student provide for the financial document, and can the Filipinos have direct entry to any of your programs?
Yes, the financial requirement, we need to see proof of funding equal to at least $20,000 US. That's the I-20. And remember, that's not just tuition, that's everything. That's making sure that there's enough money for housing, for books, for meals, for insurance, $20,000. Ensure students from around the world can have direct access to into almost all of our programs. The one thing we need to make clear, our nursing program has very restricted admission. So international students cannot be admitted directly into nursing. They need to first begin in our health science program or a related program, complete the local requirements, and after that, then they can apply to the nursing program. But apart from that program, almost all of our programs, students from any country can be directly admitted into them.
Okay, there's another question about the budget amount for I-20, but I get you just answered that in the previous questions. Um, okay, so I received another questions about the English placement test. Is this online if students don't have the TOEFL or IELTS? and get the college English placement test? Is this online, and how it is being marked by paper, or can you explain about it?
Sure. So we don't have an English placement test for international students. So in terms of admission in an English proficiency test, the one we recommend if students can't take TOEFL or IELTS is Duolingo, because you can take Duolingo from anywhere in the world, from a PC at your home or anywhere. It takes about an hour. It's $49, and the results are available in 2 days. So that's the most efficient way to complete our English proficiency requirement. Once you are accepted to College of the Desert, as a California community college, we don't give students English placement tests. We do what's called guided self-placement, where students can choose all the way to college level English based on their background and based on their consultation with our counselor Khan to help them determine what the best English class or English level is for them to begin at. And we have multiple English proficiency. Going back to that, it doesn't have to be TOEFL, IELTS, or Duolingo. We will assess any other test or any other ESL program that students have taken to determine if it meets our proficiency requirements.
And is it a good idea to mention a bit about our intensive English academy here, Cody?
Yeah, exactly. And so for our students who don't have any English proficiency, haven't taken any tests, if they begin in our intensive English academy, if they finish level 3, they can begin an academic program at College of the Desert without taking any other English proficiency test.
That's great. I think this question is for Mr. Khan. When the student went to transfer into university, beside the GPA requirement, are there any other requirement to consider to transfer?
Yeah, like Cody also have mentioned that there's a partnership. We have partnerships with different universities, and we work very closely with them to identify the different components that student needs to fulfill before they can transfer. Basically, it's a 60 units in California, in particular in California. To get to a bachelor's program, student would need to complete about 120 units. Roughly, some majors have more than others, but then they can do. You still need to complete half of that, which is around 60 units, at College of the Desert, and they can transfer into the university as a third-year college students, which is a junior level. And so at the community college level, there's within the 60 units at the community colleges, they need to take some of the major classes. Like if you, let's say if they are a math major, so they'll be expected to complete the freshman and sophomore levels of math courses at this level. And then when they transfer, they start the third year. And then besides their major courses, they need to complete a number of what's known as general education classes, which is classes in a variety of different subjects that's designed to help students get a broad understanding of the what's known as like just general understanding of how things work, a little bit of history, a little bit of science, a little bit of art, get some basic foundation courses. So there's two components: major courses, and then there's general education, and combine about 60 units, and they're ready to transfer.
Thank you so much. I think a couple questions more about so the 20 about the financial as well. So the 20,000 USD should be bank documents of the duration of the bank document to show for financial requirement. How many months that the student family should deposit?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we don't need to see for admission. We don't need to see a deposit duration. We just need to see a bank statement that's dated within the last 2 months of when the student submits the application. Of course, when they go to the U.S. consulate or the U.S. embassy for the visa appointment, the longer the money has been available in that amount, the better their chances are. But for admission, we don't look at duration. We only look at the amount, and that the bank statement is less than 2 months old. And it can be multiple sponsors as well. We just need each of the student sponsors to complete what we call an affidavit of support form, that just is showing that they are agreeing to help pay the students' fees.
Yeah. And can the students pay tuition fee in installments?
Yes, they can. They can pay in up to 3 installments per semester, so up to 6 payments per year. And so, depending on their payment situation, there's a college payment plan, or we can have customized payment plans as well too. And in the $20,000 for the I-20, only a fraction of that, only about half of that, is what they pay to College of the Desert. The rest of that is what they pay, for example, for their host family, which they pay each month. So most of their fees they can pay kind of on a payment plan, or what we call an incremental basis, throughout the year they're with us, or the 2 years they're with us.
All right. Thank you so much. I don't see any more questions here, but I guess more questions coming after the session when we have more of the audience rewatch the live stream. So I think thank you so much for Cody and Mr. Khan for joining our live stream today and answer all the questions from our audience.
Yeah, so if you have more specific questions, do please send it our way, and then we'll answer them through email or other format.
Yeah, we appreciate this time. We also have students, international students, who are happy to talk with other students or their representatives to learn more about their personal experiences at College of the Desert. And we have additional videos and, of course, links and academic information that we can provide to help you make your decision.
Thank you, and looking forward to meet you again soon. Thank you, our audience, to spending time to join us today. Have a great day to you, and have a great night to Cody and Ken. Bye.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
All right. Good morning and good night.